just gonna.
Right. Let's just put some people on an outlet.
Yeah, will you hear me on the stream? I'm gonna test it.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna bring it up.
Are you already live? Yeah, you are.
We're live, yeah.
Yeah, I think they can hear me on the stream.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, let's get going then. So, welcome everyone to the Race of Champions in DTR. We're live for a season finale, which is bringing all the champions of each division together. So we'll talk you through which division each team members come through. We're currently on board with Prize Phantom, who was in Division 5 this year, and he takes the Ferrari. But just so you know how this works, we're going to have a full qualifying session, which is a bit different to our normal setup. So we'll have a full qualifying session, which means the bottom 5 drivers will drop out of Q1. We'll then have qualifying 2, which again the bottom 5 drivers will drop out, and it will leave a top 10 shootout for qualifying 3. We've already got Donkey Dan, who's out. So he is going to be out.
That's really early.
That's very early. Where's he done that? I'm just trying to get the track map up so we can...
Oh, he's in the middle of the track when on Prize Phantom's POV.
Yes, it's one of the Astons.
He avoided him.
Oh yeah, he's done it on the exit of that corner there. Cool. So yeah, we're in qualifying. Apparently, there's going to be some rain in the race, which will make things a bit more interesting. So you're probably wondering that we'll have Division 1 drivers out here alongside some of our Division 5 drivers. So how is that fair, you ask? It will be that we have realistic performance on the cars. So your Division 5 drivers will be in the Ferrari and the Red Bull. And then we'll have our Division 1 drivers who are in the Williams.
Oh, no, Jack is out as well. Oh, no, that's really early. That's the championship driver of Division 1 last season. So...
Where have we
interesting.
In Sector 2 as well, isn't it?
So he has a long way to go in this race. What are your predictions for today's race?
So I think that the straight line speed of the Red Bull and the Ferrari is probably going to be hard to match. So did you watch last year's Race of Champions? You were in it actually, weren't you? You were driving.
No, I didn't win. I won the race before in a Williams in the slowest car.
Yeah.
One of the slowest cars, but everything is possible in the Race of Champions. Especially, it's really important to have your consistency at the right place. And that's something you need because all the slower drivers are most of the time struggling for that consistency. But Renzi in the Alpine, that's really a driver to watch.
Yeah, 100%. He's come from Division 4, hasn't he? But I think he might have had a podium in Division 1, didn't he, at some point this year? Because
he had a podium in Division 1 as a Division 4 driver, so that's really impressive. So I think he's one of the drivers to watch. But as I said before, anything is possible in the Race of Champions. Even with a slower car, you can still focus on your race strategy. And I think with qualifying 1, qualifying 2, and qualifying 3 happening, there's a lot of focus going to be needed. Yeah. While 10K is grabbing that provisional pole position, 1:44.5, a really quick time, 3/10 ahead of the Ferrari, 4/10 ahead, 3/10. So that's a quick lap time from 10K in the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, as Hans actually just goes through and beats it with a 1:44.4, one of our Division 5 drivers. But in terms of predictions, I'm going to stick my neck out there and say I think Bog will win it. If I'm honest, the whole race. I think the Race of Champions last time out he led for 99% of the race and unfortunately got pushed off on the last corner. So in a Red Bull, I think he's going to be very, very quick. I don't think we'll see him in the top 3 for qualifying.
Spatis on the medium tyre.
Is he? Interesting choice. Because
But still not far ahead.
you'll know better than me, but I think you get an extra set if you get into qualifying 3 of soft tires, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get into qualifying 3, you will get a soft tire extra. So it's really interesting to see what they can do. Look at Renzi, he's on the medium tire as well. Also only 5.5 tenths away from the current pole sitter. So interesting choice by those two.
So do you think they're doing that to save a set of tires for later for the race?
Yeah, for Q2 probably.
Yeah, they obviously feel they've got
Or
enough to get through.
the race. It depends on their first lap in Q2. But I think they're just going for a gamble. If they can manage to keep themselves within the top 15 and they will go through, then it's a really interesting choice and a good choice, I think. So a lot of things can be happening. Links on the soft tire is only 8 tenths faster than Spettis, who is on the medium tire.
Yeah. And we're just on board with Stav now, who looks like he's putting in his first lap of qualifying 1. He's on the soft tyre. Spattis' teammate actually, wasn't it, this year? Very consistent driver, and you can see just on the onboard with him now that he's I don't think he runs with any sort of assists. So
Stav.
he puts it in 9th with a 45.6.
Even quicker than Dimix on that lap.
Yeah. Who's and Dimix was from Division 1, wasn't he? So
yeah, he was Division 1.
Yeah, and I think those two have had some good battles over the year, because Stav actually does a little bit of reserving in Division 1. So, and I think next year they will go head to head in the same league. So, and deservedly so, because Stav's had a really solid year, I think.
Yeah, the Stav and Spattis have dominated in Division 2. Only 1 point separated in the championship standing, so they're really close. I think Spattis is the faster driver, but on consistency, I think Stav is going to win it. So that will give us opportunities in the race, especially for him.
Yeah, and I don't know what your thoughts are now that we will have rain in the actual race. I don't know whether that will just even out the field a little bit, like you said about consistency earlier. Going to need a lot of that in the wet weather.
Yeah, the wet weather is different. I'm not sure what all the drivers are running on assist, but the wet weather is something different. It's gonna ask for more focus throughout the race. So, and it could definitely mix things up going through the Grand Prix. So interesting race coming up for us. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's good.
But let's start with the top 10 drivers.
Yeah.
Starting from Nojak Williams, Division 1 champion. He has retired really early. What are you expecting from him?
Well, he's had a brilliant season. And I remember 2 seasons ago he was in Division 5. He made his way up to Division 1. He had a bit of a tough time settling in, but this year he's pumped in a lot of time into the game, and it's really paying off for him, to be honest. I've not seen anyone as dedicated as him, and absolutely deserves the Division 1 title. So I'm expecting good things from him today, but it will be tough in a Williams, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough in a Williams. And looking at his teammate, 2-8 mate, he surprised us all with a really good result on his debut season. P2 in the championship.
Definitely. I haven't seen too much of Too Late, but I do know he is very, very quick. I've seen some of his like time trial times, which have been phenomenal. But I'm not sure what he's like in race conditions. I think he, from what I hear, can be a little bit streaky, but he's managed to get second in the championship. So obviously he's definitely improved on that anyway.
Yeah, I know Two a lot of years now, since the start of when I started league racing. So, and I know I've been competing against him for a long time. I think I might say he's even quicker than me at the moment. He's really a threat for everyone on the track today, even in a Williams. I know Two. Look at him; he's in P6 in a Williams, and that's. he is really quick. He's really dangerous for everyone. He has awesome consistency, which he hasn't shown in Division 1 this season, but because I know he can do better. But next season he is definitely one of the favorites for Division 1
And I think
to secure the championship.
we might just be able to get a new pole sitter here. Oh, maybe not. He had 2 purple sectors, but Kazingal just puts in a 146, so doesn't look like the last sector went well for him. So sorry, mate. Carry on.
Yeah, that was only P16 for the Mercedes driver. And Felix has spun as well, so already 3 retirements. So it's not really hard to go through now if you nail the lap.
Yeah. So the pressure's on Kazingal and Rika here to get through. So they're going to have to come back out shortly. I think they've all done at least one run now, haven't they? So.
And going through to one of the Aston Martins, Lynx. What do you know about him? I know him pretty well as well. I raced him two seasons, and he won the first 2 in this season. After that, he missed a few races, got 2 retirements on the track, which is very unfortunate. But he can be really quick on a good day. So I think the Aston Martin team, Spattis and Lynx, is also a team to watch today. Even if they're not in the quickest cars, they are looking very quick.
Yeah, and are these guys retired? Like Lynx has, are they retiring in the pits? Are they comfortable with their times? Because there's 3 people now. Yeah, we've got 3 minutes left, so I'm wondering if they're retiring, saying, I think I'm through. Lynx, Tool, and Tenkart have all retired, I think. So they're comfortable with their lap times. I don't think they're going to get beaten.
That's a gamble, but
it is a strange one, but they obviously feel they're comfortable with it. So, but yeah, Lynx again, not a driver I've raced too much. I'm not at the same level as you guys, but yeah, he's definitely quick. Again, I've seen a lot of time trial times from him, and they're very quick. And obviously, I think he came 3rd in the championship, didn't he, in the end? So
yeah,
you've got to be quick. You've got to be pretty consistent to achieve that. So. And
yeah,
Spathis I've raced. I'm in Division 2, so I've raced with him quite a lot. And to be honest with you, I've only seen his rear wing. He's just seems to disappear into the distance, him and Stav. So yeah, again, he's very consistent. He seems to make the right calls at the right time. So yeah, he gets it right more often than not. So he will definitely be a contender here today, because if the rain changes, I'm sure he'll take advantage of it.
Yeah, the rain asked for a different skill level. So and I think Spattis and Lynx are both really quick in the rain. I've raced Lynx in the rain and I couldn't even keep up with him. So I think he's a great rain driver. So the Aston Martin team is, as you say, a big contender for at least some good points, but maybe even a podium.
Ooh, we've got a Haas round, but he's managed to get out of the way just before Nicky Lauda got round.
Let's go through the AlphaTauri team, Donkey Dan and Tenkate.
Yeah,
both Division 2.
Yeah, know these guys very well. Again, 2 people that I've just seen the rear wing of, to be honest.
Yeah, Donkey Dan, Tenkate. Donkey Dan has been a champion in Division 2 earlier in the DTR league racing. So I think he's starting from P19, but he is really quick. Yeah. He's really quick. I think in the AlphaTauri, look at the time of Tenkate, I think Donkey Dan could be even quicker than his teammate. So
I remember him in Monaco earlier this season, and he literally beat everyone by about half a second. So, and considering, you know, he's up against Tenkate, he's up against Spathis and Stav, that was an incredible lap. So it's not the first time he did it this year either.
Yeah, really, really interesting to see. But I think the AlphaTauri team is also an eye to keep on. And what about the Alpines? Rancy and Bassett. Look at them, P4, P5. Rancy even on a medium tyre. Yeah,
we've talked a bit about Rancy, haven't we? He's you know, not too dissimilar to Jug really in his progression. And actually, I think I think Jug has actually helped him quite a bit this year just to get his consistency. And I think the one thing that will hold Rancy back is just patience. I think he tries to make the overtake as soon as possible. I think if he can be a little bit more patient, again, he'll become a lot more consistent. But the amount that he's improved is incredible. I think the guys in Division 4 by the second half of the season sort of expected
Q1
him to
has
win
ended,
every
by
race.
the way.
Oh, it has. Yes. So
Yeah.
let's. In fact, we'll watch Kazingle just for this for his last lap because he's the one in the shootout to try and get out. And Dimix
Yeah.
is actually in a bit of bother here if he doesn't. If
I'm on the
Kazingle or
POV
Rico
of
improve.
Maggot, and I think he is improving in the
Is he?
McLaren.
Yeah.
He is almost at the end of sector 2.
Is Spathis on track as well? It looks like he is.
Yeah, yeah,
But
Spedis is on track on the soft tyre.
Is he finished or is he still on a hot
And
lap?
oh, Maggot is 7 tenths up on his previous lap, so that's a really big lap upcoming for him. He needs to nail that last sector. He has a car in front of him, a yellow flag, one of the Aston Martins. I think it's Spettis who's round because Lynx is already retired on the track, so Spettis is really in danger. Maggot into the bus stop chicane. What is he doing? What can he do in that McLaren car? His teammate is going to P9, and look at Maggot into P3. What a lap by him!
And Dimix is coming over the line now, so he improves. So he's going to be a safe. He's up to 11.
Into P11. Oh, Spettis is in danger.
He is over to
Rika
Kazingle.
and Kazingle is also into the last sector. What can they do? Oh, a little bit outbraked himself. Oh, Spettis retired into the pit lane, and look at he's also on, just not enough.
Yeah, and he got a bit sideways out of the final corner,
What about
which
Rika?
probably cost him. So can Rika get over the line?
Rika is at 145.7, and will that be enough? No, I don't
No,
think
it
he
wasn't.
is. So Spettis is saved.
He is. He lives to fight another session. But I think Rika picked Kazingle in the end, but wasn't quite enough to get him in front of.
Rettency in a really good spot. Look at him.
Yeah, for sure. On medium tyres as well. Like when
On medium tyres. Oh
when
my
he brings
God.
out the softs, he's going to be a different animal, I think.
I think he's. I predicted him to be the winner today. So.
Yeah, I think that prediction's looking pretty good, to be honest.
Also Bassett. Following into the Alpine team, we were talking about them.
Yeah.
Bassett is a driver I have met in online league race, in online racing. I think it was ranked racing. I've had some great battles with him. That's why I invited him to DTR, and even in his first season, he got a championship in Division 3. So that's really competitive by him. A really great addition to the league, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
I've been commentating on him this year, and I think from memory, I can't remember a race where he didn't finish on the podium. He had a couple of races that he missed, but yeah, every race I watched of him was a podium. He was very consistent. And to be honest, there was one race that stands out for me in Division 3, which was Hungary. And just as a safety car was coming in, the conditions changed, and he was the first person to realise that he'd made a mistake and correct it, and it got him back on the podium, which I think set up the championship for him. So
and that's what happens into league racing. When you start, I think he didn't league race before, so this is quite new to him. So still mistakes are, you can still make mistakes when you start league racing. It will even make you stronger at the end, because you will think and about to do it better next time.
Exactly. He was definitely the one driver on the grid that corrected himself quickly and got back in for the inters and came back out and recovered his race. So good. Glad you brought him into league racing anyway, because great addition. He's a great driver. He's good to drive with as well. He's he leaves you room. So
I really like to see him driving in the next season.
Yeah, definitely, and I think he'll get a deserved promotion, I'm sure, because
definitely.
He'd got the championship all but sewn up by the last race, so he had a really solid year.
I think that was great to commentate on. If the race is still going to the last race, the decider.
It was there was a lot still to be decided in the last race. There was the constructors. There was the title for Bassett, and actually his title contender won the race, but Bassett did enough to fend him off. So yeah, he kept it interesting anyway. But we'll watch a lap from him, so you can watch. But I think we'll carry on. I think we've got the McLarens to talk about next.
Maggot and Niki Lauda.
Yeah, and Maggot was actually,
Maggot I know well.
Do you? He was actually Bassett's title contender. So I think he had a bit of a tough start to the season. I remember in the opening round in Bahrain, he was in a really strong position. He was in for a podium, and halfway through the race, he did spin it. But like ever since then, he didn't look back and sort of recovered his championship hopes and kept it alive into the last race. And he did what he could in the last race to make it a fight. But like I said, Bassett just had enough to cover him off. So yeah,
Bassett was the most consistent driver throughout the season.
Yeah, definitely. Like again, I don't remember a race where he wasn't on the podium. So yeah, so Maggot will be an interesting one to watch tonight in the McLaren. I think he'll have a chance, and I think he was third in Q1, wasn't he? So yeah, clearly showing he's got the pace to upset some guys on this track anyway.
And what about Niki Lauda? You know him pretty well?
Yeah, again,
I think he was decent.
Yeah, he was in Division 3, and actually I find Niki a little bit of a strange one because he has got like bundles of pace. It was just the odd track that I think it doesn't suit him maybe because he just seemed to drop off in a couple of races. So he's definitely got the ability, and on the right track, you know, he can beat anyone. So again, he'll be one to watch again today. So we'll see if Spa is his track. And then we've got
Bassett is into the last sector, by the way, and we've got a yellow. One of the Red Bulls has spun.
Which Red Bull is that? We'll stay on board with Bassett as he comes up to the chicane now. So he's going to, I think he's got Prize Phantom in front of him.
Oh, Prize Phantom, 45.2, that's not good enough. I think a 44.3 was the last lap. Oh, Bassett is a little slower, and teammate of Prize Phantom is on a 45 flat, so the times are pretty close. 10K 44.7 in the AlphaTauri. Amazing stuff by 10K.
Yeah, and you'll be expecting the track to sort of bed in a little bit now, won't you? So I'm sure we'll see a lot of improvement from Q1. So who else is on a lap that we can jump on board with? So I think Spathis is about to start one, so we haven't seen him today. We'll jump on board with him as we talk through the Alfa Romeo team.
Spathis 1.5. He might not choose the right setup for this qualifying session. He could have gambled for a race strategy here.
Yes, good shout. Yeah, and Link's probably looking very similar.
Look at Jordan. And there's Barry. Bugga. In the Red Bull, 2 tenths off.
44.5. I wonder what his strategy will be. I think he's pretty good in the rain, but we'll come on and talk about him in a moment. So I'm
really curious what the drivers have been choosing on the setups, because I think with these cars, these realistic cars, it's really important to have your race setup even more than your qualifying setup, especially with the car you're driving in.
Yeah, definitely. Like from experience, like the realistic cars, you can't use the same setup as your equal performance car, can you? Because it just isn't the same.
Yeah, you have to build your own setup on this car. When we were racing at USA, I think 2 seasons ago, I was driving on the Williams, and I've just chosen to go really low wings and just focus on the straight line.
Yeah.
Because the Mercedes power was not that good. The Williams straight line speed was not that good. So it's going to be very interesting what all the drivers do on their setups.
Yeah, and with the track the way it is as well, you don't want to run too much downforce, do you? Because you just get eaten alive on the straight. So um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Williams do anyway, because and the Astons, I suppose. Um, but I'm just going to watch Rancy, so it'd be good to watch a lap from him. He's just on an out lap. I don't. Is Phantom out on a
Yeah,
hot lap?
Hans is extensive. No, I think Hans has set a lap already. What do you think about the Mercedes team, by the way? Jordan and the other driver, KZ. KZ hasn't made it through to Q2. He's already out of this session.
Yeah.
But what about Jordan? Look at him. He is in P3.
Yeah,
Always a good competitor.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he was in the last race of champions as well. So, and
Yeah.
if I remember rightly, he was right in the battle right up to the end. So he's definitely got the talent to do well here. I think he was in the Red Bull last time though, so a bit more of a challenge in the Mercedes, but that just shows his improvement throughout the year. So yeah, I think he can definitely do something here. He's currently sat in third, so we'll see if he's got the right race setup. But that again, when we're thinking about straight line speed, I think the Mercedes does struggle for it a little bit, doesn't it? So that won't help him. But yeah, he's definitely got the ability to get up there and get on that podium today, I think.
Yeah, I think Jordan is a competitor today. I've been racing him on the US Grand Prix last season in the Race of Champions, and he was really quick. So he was in the Red Bull, of course, but yeah, a really good competitor as well.
I think talking about Kazingal, he's dropped out in Q1. I get the feeling that he might have set up ready for the rain because he's had a really great season, to be honest, and I think he would have been in the hunt for Division 3 as well if a couple of things hadn't happened. I think he was a little bit unlucky at Monaco. I think something happened with the safety car and it just caused his car to not appear on track for some reason. So yeah, he won the constructors. That's why he's here. But yeah, he'll be quick, especially in a Mercedes. The car that he's in, he will definitely do well in this race.
Yeah, he's also very consistent.
Yes, for sure.
Not to forget, Jordan is. I've been racing him. I met him in RLH. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to mention the name, but that's where a lot of drivers have started league racing, and that's where I met Jordan. I met him in Division 4 there, and I think I was his teammate for a year, or not his teammate, but at least a competitor. I was racing him a lot, and it was always nice to race against him. As he leaves the space, he knows where to make the overtake. So I think he can also be a contender for the win today, especially with Nell saying he is finishing in P2 in last year's ROC, Race of Champions.
I think we're about to see a new pole time get set here. We've just been watching Rancy, and he's gone purple in the first 2 sectors. So the last time I said that, they came 16th. So but
Rancy, 44.1 on the Indy Alpine, amazing lap time.
That's what you can do on the soft tyres. So yeah, I think your prediction might stand up. We'll have to see what he's like.
4/10 clear.
So yeah, that's an incredible lap in the Alpine.
He made some great progress.
Oh yeah, I've never, other than Jug, I think I've never seen someone improve so quickly, and I think a lot of their practice time is spent running laps on hard tyres, because if you can get the grip and understand how the hard tyres work, when you get on the mediums and the softs, you just feel like you've got all the grip in the world, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, just a lot of hours for them as Dymix comes over and puts his
Dymix fourth.
So yeah, he's turned.
That's a good lap as well.
Yeah.
That's a really good lap from Dymix there and the Haas. It's the third slowest car.
I think Maggot's going to be under a little bit of pressure here. He's invalidated his lap and he hasn't set a time yet. So I think he's just going to start his lap now. So we'll stick on
both Aston Martins as well.
Yeah, they've definitely set up for the race.
And Bassett into second place, 3 tenths away from his teammate.
The Alpines,
The Alpines,
they want it, don't they?
they want to get a 1-2 here. Oh, it's one of the Ferraris. Oh.
Look at that, by a thousandth of a second.
Oh, really quick lap time. It's gonna get close.
Yeah, and that's.
I think everyone is going to improve. What about Spettis? Purple sector 2. Oh, 5 place grid pad. What?
That's for Bog. I don't know what happened. He's on his out lap.
Oh my god. I think he just wants to avoid drivers who are on a quick lap.
Yeah.
And look at Spettis. He is going to cross the line. What is he doing in that Aston Martin? What is he doing? A 44.9 P8. So good improvement by Spettis.
So it's enough for now, but there's 2 minutes still to go.
What about his teammate?
Let's jump on board with him. Lynx is on his way over now.
Oh, he's 45.3, and that's only P10. Oh, that's gonna bring him in danger.
Yeah,
I think both Aston Martins.
Let's see, because
Hans invalidated.
Yeah, and I think
he is going for another lap.
Again. Yeah, so he will
in the Red
Bull
Bull
at risk for sure.
Definitely.
And Tenkart looks like he's happy with his qualifying session because again, it looks like he's decided to sit out from now. So that's pretty risky in 5th place, I think. But fair play to him if he makes.
Maggot only P11. And he's not going to push forward to go for another lap. So I think he's out of this session.
Yeah, he's gonna be out
that's the first McLaren going to be dropped out.
Yeah.
2-8 mate still on a out lap.
Yeah, let's see where Stav is in the lap. He's just coming.
And so is Stav.
Is he on a hot lap or is
he's
he
going to start his hot lap?
Yeah. So we'll see what he can do. We'll jump on with Hans. I think he's the unless Nicky Lauda. Where's Nicky Lauda? Yeah, he's the furthest one round on track. So
Bog is also going for another lap.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
So everyone's going for another flying lap.
Yeah, they obviously don't feel safe, but yeah, I think Bog is safe. I think with a 44.5, I don't think everyone's going to improve to that, to be honest. But Nicky Lauda's on his way around through the final sector. He's just coming up to the chicane now, so and
Spettis retired.
It's done, yeah. So we'll just see what Nicky Lauda can do, and can he push Lynx out of Q3?
Oh, Maggot.
He's coming across the line. He has.
Oh,
so
Lynx is now. He is not even driving. He's out. I think. Yeah, he's going into the pits, so he's out.
He's out, and Hans has invalidated, but he's going to have time to go again. I wonder what his ERS is like. Let's have a quick look.
Oh, he's going for another lap.
Oh,
that's interesting.
His ERS is not good.
Yeah, only 50%.
And Tool is invalidated as well. He's nowhere near the start line either, so he's out.
Oh, 2 is out as well in the Williams.
Let's watch Stav then. He's just coming around the 3rd sector. So he is the man that can knock Nicky Lauda out of this. And the only man, I think.
He's already... Is he up in his time?
It hasn't shown
yet. Yes, he is.
Is he?
But only by a small margin.
So here he comes now. He's just coming out the last corner. So he needs a 1:45.2, and he makes it. He's got a 1:45.1. So that pushes Nicky Lauda out. So Hans is the only man now on track that can get out of that drop zone. But we know that he only had 50% ERS.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle.
But yeah, he's in a Red Bull, so the straight line speed is still going to help him.
Let's just see if I can get the...
Oh, really misses the apex there.
It's getting a bit slidey. I think he's been on a few laps on these softs, so they're probably running out of
grip. Another miss on the apex. Oh, he's 6 tenths up. Oh my god, even missing those apexes and he is still 6 tenths up.
That's
insane.
More than enough. So Phantom is at risk here.
And 5% left, and he's still probably going to be quicker on the straight line than several other cars.
Let's have a look.
Going through the bus stop. Oh, again. Another miss of the apex.
Yeah, gets that one though.
What is he doing?
He's
40,
done it.
and he's it! Oh my god, that Red Bull is OP.
I didn't think we would be seeing Prize drop out of it at the earlier on in the qualifying session, so he'll be gutted by that because
Yeah, that's insane.
yeah, I think Prize would have liked a shootout. He's another driver actually that's improved incredibly this year.
Yeah, true.
He he's just moved from controller onto a wheel, so I think he got it for Christmas. So he's done really well.
That's insane. To be that quick already.
Yeah.
So a good job by him, and I think his teammate is on provisional pole. But look at Renzi's 0.01 second behind. 1,000. That's insane.
That is mad. So
I'm really curious what Q3 will bring us.
Yeah. So the Q3 shootout then is the Ferrari of Crudor. We've got the Alpine of Rancy and Bassett. Bog in fourth. We've got Jordan in the Mercedes, Tenkat in the Alpha Tauri, Dymix in the Haas, Spathis in the Aston Martin, Hans in the Red Bull, and then Stav in the Haas. So it's going to be an interesting shootout. Go on then. Who's going to be pole? What are you saying?
7 different teams. Huh, interesting. To be honest, I think Rancy is gonna get pole.
Do you?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think that if Hans can hit his apexes, I would put my money on him. But yeah, Crudor has also put an incredible lap in, so you can't.
Ooh, it's getting dark already.
Yeah, the rain's on its way.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. What are your predictions? What do you think? Who is gonna grab it today?
I think I agree with you. I think Rancy is probably going to be the most consistent person. That's probably going to chuck it on pole. I think Hans could do it. I think he'll be in the top 3. And then Bassett as well. He's clearly shown he can chuck a good lap in as well. So
Jordan as well, Barry Bogarowski as well, but he has a 5-place grid penalty.
He needs as many places as he can get, doesn't he? So he just needs to go flat out really.
He's also in a Red Bull. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I think he'll be the first to admit though that his qualifying sessions aren't normally the strongest, but if you watch his racecraft, he'll be brilliant in the race. So
yeah, and look at the Haas team, the 3rd slowest car on the grid, and they are both in Q3. Definitely. Gunther Steiner is going to be happy.
Makes a change, doesn't it?
He will make a Drive to Survive episode from that. Yeah, they're in Q3 already, both of the drivers. That's incredibly a massive good result from both Haas drivers.
Definitely. And the Alpines, but we know how good they are. And to be fair, we've got to call out Spathis in that Aston Martin to make it through into Q3 as well. That's not easy. So
yeah, even 2 couldn't make it in his mediums, in his Williams.
Yeah.
So that's impressive by Spathis. Yeah, definitely.
We'll stick on board with. Is that actually a bit of rain? Is the rain coming already?
Is it raining?
It might just be my eyes, but it looked like
I think
might have been a bit of rain. But
maybe
that's probably why everyone's out so quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all out, so I wonder if it's going to rain.
I think they're expecting some rain, so it could be a really early end of qualifying 3.
So
yeah, I think there are sparks of rain.
So no mistakes can be made then in your first lap, and that's why we've got queues of cars. We'll stick on board with 10 cars because he's at the front of this queue, and then it's
one of the Ferraris is really close behind.
It's going to be 1 lap and done, isn't it? It's going to be whatever you do now is going to determine where you start. So,
yeah, it's raining. It's starting to rain, so this is really important, as you say.
I think the drivers then that are the most consistent are the ones that are going to pay off here, because you've got 1 shot here. You can't go again. So
1 shot qualifying.
Yeah. And do you know what? I'm going to stick my neck out there. I'm going to go 10 cat. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to stick it on pole.
That would be amazing in the 4th slowest car, if you could manage that. But then again, your race consistency needs to be on point as well. But look at Crudor, he is faster on the Ferrari.
Yeah, he's closing in on him, isn't he? So Looks like it could be Crudors, but we can't see what's happening a little bit further back in the field. And it looks like the Alpine at the back's giving himself a bit of space, but hopefully that doesn't prove costly with the rain coming.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. And maybe they have another opportunity if the rain doesn't continue. But as it seems, there are more sparks of rain coming out of the air.
Yeah, it's happening more at the end of Sector 3 by the look of it. As 10 carts coming through now, you can see the drops coming down now. So I think this is going to be it.
Yeah, he's keeping the Ferrari on the right distance. Look at him. He started this and he's going to end it like this. So I think it could be a really close call on the finish line. But oh, look at a Ferrari. The downforce is massive.
Yeah, he took that chicane
so
a
44.7. Oh, and as we say, a 44.6. It's really close. Oh, and Dimix. Oh, what a lap by the Haas.
Yeah, so...
Oh, look how close it is.
So
and Barry Rogowski, a 44.4.
And there was me saying
what a lap.
There was me saying he couldn't qualify, but we've got Rancy.
Oh, Spattis, 5 tenths away in the Aston Martin. Wow. What about Rancy?
He looked very cautious out of that last chicane. Is he on a good lap?
Oh, 6th place.
So I think.
Oh, look how close it is into the final qualifying session.
That could end up being that could be your order for the race. But we've got to remember that Bog's going to get that 5-second penalty.
So that will mean the Haas of Dimix is going to be on pole, as it stands.
And you know, I love the guy, but I would never have predicted him to be on pole for this. So
no. I know he's quick. I know Dimix. He made some good progression as well. Together with Nojak, he started in Division 5 2 seasons ago, and he was his teammate last season, and I think he made a really good progression. He only finished in P15, but I know at the start of the season when I was racing as well, the first race, I only raced one race I think, because I had to move over on a new house, but he was keeping up with me, and I know Dimix has made some good progression as well. And the one-shot qualifying is going to help him.
Yeah, for sure. I think him and Jug have been teammates actually since the start of DTR, since they both joined. And I think the only difference really between the two is that they're both fast. I think again Dimix, I think he just needs to just find that consistency in the race. I think sometimes he just pushes it too hard for too long, which causes him to make mistakes every now and then. But yeah, incredible progress from him. If I was as good as him, I'd be very happy.
Rancy's going for another lap.
Yeah, he's going to have to, I think, and we've got Crudors actually going round again as well.
I think Rancy has brought up some extra fuel for a second lap.
Yeah, Crudors.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Crudors light. Petrol life is flashing, so I don't know if he's going to make it to the end of the lap. But we've got Hans is the same, but he's back.
It's not raining that much.
No, they're good enough to get another quick lap in, but all three of them, their petrol light is flashing, so we just have to keep an eye on that and see if they...
Rancy's not up in the first sector?
He's not.
No, he's not? Ooh. Oh, I don't think... Still, the car looks pretty steady.
Crudor's just made a tiny little mistake, but it's been pretty tidy other than that, and he's just coming around into Sector 3 now.
Rancy looks pretty confident.
He's purple in the second sector, so I wonder if he's going to challenge Bog's time here. Just going to see how he navigates the chicane at the end. And we saw that.
I'm keeping an eye on Rancy. Oh, that's an invalidation for Rancy.
Oh, that's going to be the end of his qualifying, isn't it? And
and he's off.
Crudor's on his way over the line now. Is it enough to get pole? It's not.
It's got to be close.
And then who's the other person that was out?
Nope, no improvement by Crudor. And Rancy's out, so he's not gonna get. Hans has improved. 44,000.
And it looks like everyone's going to get another shot. Yeah, it looks like everyone's going to get another shot here. So the guys that stayed out were trying to do it on worn tyres, and Tenkart is the quickest out lap I've ever seen, because I think he just wants to get round and before the track gets too wet, he wants to put another one in. So this is.
But does he have a chance?
Yeah, I mean it's not raining hard enough for it to be too much of a problem.
Going to be so interesting with P1 to P8 within 7/10 of a second. Any mistake can be brutal.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh my, that's gonna give us some exciting show.
In your experience, does the weather like this cause less grip on the track? Do you
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If there's rain incoming, you'll have less grip on the track, but it's not raining that massively. Look at Tankade weaving to get temperature in his tires. I think the grip is still there, so he could make a chance.
To be fair, it's all or nothing for all of them now, isn't it? So they might as well push as hard as they possibly can.
It depends how the traction is on low gears. That's yeah. He's now going through turn 1, and this is important. Can you? Yeah, he's keeping it in 3rd gear, but his car is still stable, so it's interesting to see. Look at the track. It's not that wet. Of course, it's a little bit rainy, but I think the DRS is still enabled, so there is an opportunity to improve.
Definitely. I think Bassett's going to be the first car round to put in his second run.
A 30 flat for Tankade in sector 1. I'm following Tankade.
Yeah. Okay. I'm watching Bassett because he'll be the first one to come over the line and potentially improve. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that was yeah. Now it's getting wet. He had a really big moment on turn 7.
You can just see that Bassett is. And he's just invalidated. He was 3/10 up, and that would have brought him up to about 5th place, I think. So who's the next?
Oh yeah, it's getting more wet. Yeah, the track is done. This is it.
Yep, Spath.
It's getting more wet. It's getting more wet. It's over. Bogorovsky is gonna grab personal pole, but I think the pole is going to Dimix.
Yeah, and
wow.
And Bog will start in 6th, or will it be 5th? It'll be 6th, won't it? So yeah, I think that's going to be the order for the race. So Dimix, congratulations to you. I think. Hopefully, we've not said it too soon.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to improve, to be honest.
No, Stab looks like he's well down on his time, just because of the rain. But we've got is Jordan going to try and put in another lap? I think he's going to try. I don't think it's going to help him.
Yeah, he's going to try, but he will face.
Yeah. Well, he improved.
He will face.
To take him out of 10th. So, and I think Stab's going to come round and have another crack at it, by the look of it. So we'll stick on board with him and see if he can improve.
It's going to be hard. Look at the track. It's getting more rainy. He's already locking up his tires.
Is he?
And it's going to be hard for Staff if he manages to improve and grab another spot. That's going to be insane, to be honest. Because I saw Tankade earlier in sector 2 especially, not even in sector 1, but in sector 2, where the downforce is required, really struggling on the exit. So it's going to be interesting to see how Staff will do this.
Yeah, and he's already just short of 2/10 down.
Yeah,
and he's
invalidation. Oh yeah, look. The traction on throttle is...
It's just non-existent.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, I think Tankate's actually having a crack at it, and he's only slightly down in his time, so we'll see if he can improve. But yeah, I think he'd be lucky if he does, and it'll be an incredible lap. But we'll watch it, see if he does improve. It's been pretty tidy so far.
Looks pretty decent.
See if he can keep
Oh,
the apex.
this is gets the apex right. Oh, there comes the wet part of the track. Look at him. It's really hard to turn around. Look at him, 2/10 off. Oh, he's dragging that car through the corners.
You can just see it's painful for them to get on the throttle, isn't it? Because they just know that the back end's going to go if they push too hard.
And in the best up chicane, look at it. The track is getting more wet and wet. So it will be very interesting to see if he can improve. Oh, look at him. He's sliding through that chicane.
Yeah, look,
Oh, on the throttle. Yeah, that's not good enough. Yeah, it's still a decent lap though.
yeah, and I'm sure he'll be happy with fifth in the AlphaTauri. To be fair to him, that's a
Yeah,
decent
that was
qualifying session for
qualifying.
him. So,
Great.
yeah, well, it'd be interesting to
I'll
see
be
what
going to
happens
the
to Bog.
toilet to get ready for the race.
Yeah, no worries. So the final standings of qualifying, Barry Bogorowski puts in the fastest lap, but he holds a 5th-place grid penalty, so he will drop down the field. We didn't see what happened to him, but I'm sure we'll get his account later on. Dymix will take pole then, our Division 1 driver, and here on a constructors basis, Crudor is our Division 5 driver. I think he came second in the championship, so and he's looked pretty quick in qualifying so far. We've then got Hans, who is a Division 5 champion in the Red Bull. Again, looked pretty quick. Struggled a little bit when the rain started to come. And then Tenkar is our Division 2 driver in the AlphaTauri. He will start in 4th because of Bog's penalty. So, and I'll go through the rest of the grid once they get lined up. But it's going to be an interesting race. There's going to be rain in the race, but it doesn't look like it's going to start wet. Can't see any rain falling, so strategy is going to be a big part to play in this, and it'd be interesting to see who starts on what tyres. But we'll have to wait a couple of minutes just to see how they line up.
Well,
so the race is going to be interesting, I think, because it doesn't look like there's any rain coming down right now. But if the rain comes early, it's going to be interesting to see how people play the strategy out, because this is a long lap. So if it starts to rain, generally the rule around here is that you want to come in and cover it off. But yeah, I've had.
What do you think?
Well, I think if you see any chance of rain, I think you have to come in. You have to gamble that it's going to get worse, because you can't get halfway around this lap and have it start to pour down and be on the wrong tyre, because you just lose
Let's
so
go
much
through
time.
let's go through the tire choices from all the drivers. It's an
Yeah.
interesting call by everyone, because some of them starting on the medium tire, some of them starting on the hard tire. And even one driver, Felix, starting on the soft tire, so he is definitely aiming for some early rain to make his pit stop and grab the most of the grip he can on the start of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we've got a mix of medium and hard tells us that the rain is due sort of in between the window. I think we'll see the medium starting to drop off. And then the hard starting to come into play as the rain starts to drop, I think. So interesting. There's quite a lot of split in that strategy. The other thing is that the rain might not be due until the very end of the race. We don't know that, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. But I've seen this strategy from Felix before, so he likes to get off the line well. But I don't know how much that's going to pay off for him, because those tyres are probably going to last 4 or 5 laps at best. It's a long lap round here, and they punish your tyres, so we'll have to see. But just quickly to run through the order then, because as we were saying before, Bog did get a 5th-place grid penalty, which means he starts in 6th. He was the fastest in Q3. But Dymix takes pole, Crudor in 2nd, Hans in 3rd, Tenkate moves up to 4th, and Rancy up into 5th. Bog, then we talked about, has dropped down into 6th.
Oh, this is gonna be so amazing.
It is, and the turn 1 is going to be definitely one to watch, because you know that everyone likes to dive in there, but we'll have to see how everyone takes it. And we've got a mix of experience move going into turn 1 as well, which is what makes it the most interesting part. But hopefully we'll have a nice camera angle for it, and we'll watch it down into turn 1. But just making it the top 10, we've got Spathis in 7th, Bassett in 8th, Stav in 9th, Jordan in 10th. So here we go. The drivers are lining up. They're warming up their tyres. If you can see people are disqualifying, it's just where they've missed their grid box. So Bog is the first car to do that. I'm sure there'll be others. But they're all lining up now.
Oh, This is going to be very interesting. Who's going off the line really quick?
I'm going to suggest that Crudor will be leading this race after turn 1. Is my prediction.
Yeah, but he is on the hard tire, so will Dymix be benefiting from that medium tire strategy? And he is going off the line. Will we get a good start? Yes, he has, but he has a little struggle on the start. And but he still maintains the lead. And one of the Red Bulls' hands is on the inside of Kruder, but Kruder maintains P2.
And we've got quite a lot of action going on down the back of the field, but it's all been very, very clean so far. So everyone's made it through turn 1, and we're going up Eau Rouge now, which is probably the second spot. For instance, we've got a wing that's gone as well off one of the Alpines, I think that was. We'll have to come back and look at that, but definitely. And I think it's Bassett. I think it's
on the inside of Hans, and he gets the move done and moves up to P3. He's on a medium tire, and he's now gaining and getting positions. What can he do? What do you think?
Well, we've got Crudor, who's already a second behind Dymix. So if that continues, he's going to be Dymix is going to be clear of the DRS activation, which is going to be key before we get into the wet weather later on. But 10K is keeping to the back of Crudor. He's only half a second back, but we've got the two Red Bulls behind him lurking, ready to pounce.
Dymix in the Haas is great. Oh, he got a little slide, and he is off the track, and he lost positions, and one of the Ferraris is off the track as well, and 10K takes over the lead.
So 10K gone from 4th place, he's up into the lead, but he's getting pressure from Hans here, and Bog is not far behind him, so the Red Bulls are queuing up to take over control of the race.
Wow.
It's going to be tough as 10K runs a little bit wide out of the fast left-hander there. But let's see what the Red Bulls can do, and I'm sure they'll be putting pressure on down that first straight.
Wow, awesome job by the Red Bull team. 2 and 3, and 10K is leading. Dymix having a spun in the first lap. He had an amazing start, a 1.3 lead, and he is off. He is already down to P6, and he lost 5 positions. Renzi already into P4. Barry Bagarovsky had an amazing start, already into P3, and he is now following up on his teammate Hans. Will he be able to make the overtake quite early? What do you think?
Well, 10K's already pulled out a nice gap, nearly a second, just out of the first corner. So you were talking earlier about this consistency, and if you get that first corner right, it's just giving you such good momentum down the straight. But you can just see that Hans and Bog are able to sort of pull him back in. So I think it's going to be an interesting battle. I think Sector 2 is where 10K is going to be able to really put his foot down and try and clear the Red Bulls to go in front. But it's going to be a long race for 10K out there, I think. Yeah,
10K is on the medium tyre and Hans is on the hard tyre, so he has got an advantage on the tyre at least. So when will the rain strikes in? It's going to be very important for 10K to claim a gap on him. Look at the Red Bulls, both really close to each other. Barry Bagarovsky is closing in to his teammate. So will there be any team orders because of the strategy? Will there be any team orders? What do you think, Hammers?
I don't think there will, because I think this is an all or nothing type of race. But just while we're getting into that, we've got Dymix who's putting in an attack down into the chicane on the Mercedes of Jordan, but he's not quite close enough. He's just going to have to sit behind for a little bit longer, and we'll keep an eye on him into turn 1 to see if he can get side by side, but just gets a little bit out of shape, and that's just lost his momentum. So. And I think we've got Phantom who's off, or no, we've got Lynx in the pits, so that's interesting. I wonder if the rain is coming. I will keep an eye on him and have a look at his tyre selection and see if he jumps on the wets. I
think that was the front wing you were seeing, probably, because Lynx is switching to the soft tyre, so I think he might have got any damage from that lap 1 incident.
Yeah. For sure, and I think Bassett's in there as well. I think it was the Alpine then that we saw with a bit of damage. But talking of Alpines, your prediction for today, Rancy, he's in 4th.
Rancy already on the hard tyres in 4th place. That's an amazing goal by him. Bassett has lost some momentum into 16, so he had an awful start. But I guessed and predicted Rancy for the win. So let's see how that plays out. If those hard tires are working and warming up, he will definitely catch up on the field. Jordan is close behind as well.
Yeah, and let's be honest, with Rancy on the hard tyres, he's only going to get quicker as the race goes on. And he's keeping tabs with the Red Bulls. He's about a second back, but obviously the straight line speed of the Red Bull is superior, but he's doing a great job of keeping in line with them. So the Red Bulls are actually split on their strategy, so he's going to have one on hard tyres, one on mediums. So yeah, he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to win it from here, but Dymix is putting more pressure on Jordan again down into this chicane, and he's looking down the inside, but too far back to make it again. So he's got to get a better exit out of this final corner again.
This is going to help Rancy.
Yes, if they're fighting.
And look at Rancy. Look at his ERS. He is 90% on his ERS deployment. And look at Barry Bogorowski and both of the Red Bull drivers. Hans is already 30% left. He's closing in the gap on 10K. Barry Bogorowski has 65% left and cuts the chicane, so he definitely got a warning for that. Look at Rancy, he is only 80% on his ERS deployment, so he is managing it really well and just keeping within the DRS range to wait for the right moment.
Yeah, he's certainly controlling this race, I think, for now. But what's 10K's usage like? What did you have a look at his? 38%. So. Yeah, he's having to use it to keep away from the Red Bulls, but you can see that Hans is now all over the back of 10K. So we said this was going to be a long race for him. It's not going to be easy in that Alpha Tauri, but Hans knows he has to get on with this because he can't keep Bog behind him with Bog being on the medium tyres. So he would love to put a 10K in his way, I think.
Yeah, we get also a question in the chat. What happened with the French Pirate? The French Pirate has retired really early in this race. I'm not sure what happened to him because I missed that action of him retiring. But look at him. Hans is already putting the pressure on Tankgate, going side by side, going on the last main straight of the Spa, going through the Bistop chicane. Does he put his car right beside him? No, he isn't. He is still waiting for the right moment to overtake. He has DRS. He is really closing in. And with lap 5 we go.
There's a bit of a bunch of cars up, but a bit further down the field, and it starts with No Jug. There seems to be a bit of a battle going on down here, and they look like they've sorted themselves out a bit now. But I think what I saw was No Jug and Crudor fighting on their way down the bottom of Sector 2. And it looks like Donkey Dan's made his way up to 10th, so he's had a cracking start to this race, considering where he was.
Hans almost out of ERS. He's not going to be able to catch him because AlphaTauri is running the same engine.
Yeah, and he's just chucking a fake move up the inside of 10K there. I don't think 10K will fall for that. I think he's far too experienced.
Look at Rancy.
Dymix has just been overtaken by Spathis.
Dymix.
Is Dymix round?
He's
He's round and he's right in the middle of the track. And everyone's cleared
Dymix. Oh my god, Dymix. He's so unlucky.
Yeah, and I think that's probably an example of what I was talking about earlier. Like, he's improved pace-wise, just has to get the racecraft and maybe just pushing too hard at times. Look, I mean, he can be proud of the fact that he's in this race in the first place. So. Yeah,
very unfortunate time for him. He had a really good start, been leading the first 2 laps, and really unfortunate start of the race for him.
And we've got some more yellow flags. It's an Alpine. I think that's Bassett that's round. But the one thing I was going to say is Barry Bogorowski is closing in on his teammate Hans, and these medium tyres and the fact that he's been managing his ERS, I think is now going to put him right on the back of his teammate. And I imagine that at the top of this straight...
damage.
Does he?
I imagine, left front wing.
I imagine at the end of this next straight, I think the Red Bulls are going to have switched around, and Tenkart looks like he's just pulling out a gap, which is going to put them out of DRS range. So Bog's going to want to get on with this, but Rancy's putting some pressure on him.
Look at Rancy. Look, Rancy is keeping up. Yeah, and just waiting for the right moment. Look at him, almost 100% of ERS left. Yeah, that's some insane racecraft.
Look at the straight line speed of the Red Bull. Bog is making a move on him. He's going around the outside.
Oh, this is gonna take time.
He makes it
And
stick.
this will allow
it's put Rancy.
Rancy to close in.
Yeah, and they're still fighting, and Hans gets up onto the curb, but just keeps his car facing the right way. He's quite fortunate by the look of it. He got a bit sideways, but yeah, Rancy's just waiting there poised to attack. But I think that was really important for Bog's race, to be honest, because he's got quite a lot of ERS left. He's on the softer compounder tyre, so he's going to want to get on with this now and sort of leave Hans behind and hope that he can hold up the rest of the field a little bit, really. But I think Rancy's going to be the man to watch here. We've got some more yellow flags. It's Bassett again up Eau Rouge. And he's out. And that is going to cause a safety car. We've got a safety car out.
Oh, Bassett is out.
What pit stops are we going to see then? Who's coming in? I think Lynx will probably come and ditch those softs. And we'll have to see what the guys at the front want to do. And I suppose this all depends on how far away this rain is. Can't see anything yet, can you? No, I can't see any rain, so I don't think we're going to see the medium tyres might want to pit.
Yeah. What is the leader of this race going to do? Is he going into the pit? Yeah, he is. He is pitting.
I think
that's a good call.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
If it's not going to rain, he can make it till the end.
So Bog's taken the risk, and I think that's fair. But I don't know how long those mediums are going to last. I think this is all going to depend on how far away the rain is, because Bog might have made the right call if the rain is going to come in the next 4 or 5 laps, because he'll want to be on the quicker tyre until it comes. And the people that have just pitted off those medium tyres then are probably putting themselves in a position where they've got to overtake cars if they have to come in for the inters. So I think the weather's going to have a lot to play in this race now. But you can see that Hans, Rancy, Donkey Dan up to 4th after going out in Q3, so that's incredible. And Tool, I think, went out in Q2. He's in 5th in the Williams. No Jug's come in for soft tyres, which is an interesting choice. I'm assuming he's just hoping to be quick before the rain comes. And look, Rika. We haven't spoken much about Rika today, but his strategy is often to pit early and go long. So he's expecting the rain to come in the next few laps. So if the rain doesn't come, that's going to be a nightmare choice because those tyres are just going to overheat. But if the rain does come, he is in position A.
And look at 2-8 he is a P5.
Yeah.
In the Williams on the hard tyres, and look at Donkey
Dan, yeah, who went out in Q1.
Big progression.
Definitely. And Price Phantom as well. He got knocked out in Q2 just right at the line, didn't he? So he's up into 6th. So great start from him. Jordan came in and took the hard tyre, which is an interesting choice. The fact that Rika's gone in for inters makes you wonder why Jordan and Spathis went in for hard tyres, unless they're gambling that the rain doesn't come.
Yeah, that's, I think, the most important thing. They're just gambling.
Yeah. And Rika's obviously gambling the other way. And I've seen him do it a number of times this year. And when he gets it right, he gains so many positions for it. So yeah, like the weather is going to dictate what happens in this race now, for sure.
Barry is still continuing on those mediums.
Yeah.
So he's gambling for the rain.
Yeah. I think he. If the rain's due to come soon, I think he's made a good call. I think Rika will be the only one that will be able to overtake him if it does come. So yeah, I think he's made a sensible call at the front. As long as the rain isn't going to take, 10,
Rika already going to the Intis. Interesting call.
Yeah.
It's not even raining.
No, he does. He definitely tries to take the alternate strategy. Look, because Ingles come in and put Inters on as well. So I wonder if he's getting the message from his engineer to say the rain's on its way.
Oh, it's going to be really interesting on the strategy calls.
Yeah. If Rika and Kazingle get this right, they will become 1 and 2 straight away. So We're just going to have to keep an eye on the rain. That there's clouds up there, but I haven't seen any drops yet. So let's wait and see what happens. But the all that advantage that Rancy built up with his ERS deployment, I mean, he's lost all that now because everyone's going to regain it under the safety car. But the fact he can manage it so well is going to be a benefit for him for sure. But with Donkey Dan behind him, he's got a different challenge on his hands. And we'd hope that the safety car is actually going to come in at the end of this lap. But we'll wait and see.
Now look at that, Red Bull 1-2. Rancy in P3 on the hard tyres, Donkey Dan in P4 and 2-8 mate in P5 on the hard tyres as well. So they're not gambling for any rain incoming. So really interesting what their strategies will be. What do you think? When
I don't think this is going to come for a few laps yet. If you look at the cloud cover in sector 3, it looks a lot clearer. So I think it's got a little bit of time before it comes yet. So I'm not sure it was the right call to pit. I think the guys on the inters are going to struggle for a
safety car in this lap.
Yeah,
the rain is not even there, so the inters are not the right call.
Nope. I think it was the right call not to pit though, because if the rain does come, you're going to have to pit again anyway, and you've just given up track position. So. And for the people that did pit, I'm surprised they didn't go on mediums, to be honest. But we'll see. So Bog takes control of the pack.
Tankade have pitted though for fresh mediums.
Yeah, I think if you're going to pit, mediums was the right call because the rain is obviously going to come at some point. But when
it's looking really dark.
When is Bog going to go is the question, and you'd assume it's going to be out of the last corner. And can he catch Hans napping? And here he goes, and he has caught Hans napping, so that's going to be a massive advantage.
Oh, he's massively under pressure of Rancy here. But
yep.
We've all know that Hans is going to really decrease his energy deployment.
Yep.
So
10K's already made up a position on prize, so you've got Donkey Dan, Tool, and 10Cat all in a line fighting. And look at Tool on Donkey Dan.
Look at Tool. Tool misses the straight line speed.
Yeah, he's having to use the slipstream to try and keep up there. And Donkey Dan's putting pressure on Rancy, so I think Rancy's got...
Oh, look at 2-8, mate. He is just...
Rancy's
in the Williams, that's impressive.
Oh, definitely. And one of the Red Bulls has actually gone a bit wide there. That's Hans, but Rancy wasn't quite close enough to take advantage of that. But yeah, I think Rancy's going to have a whole new challenge with him now. He's got some people that are really going to apply some pressure to him. So we'll have to see how he gets on managing his ERS deployment now. And is that rain?
Look at the Red Bulls.
Is that rain?
Is that rain?
I'm not sure.
I haven't seen a spark, but
could have been my eyesight, but it looked like there was a little bit. But we'll see.
What did you smoke, bro?
It was good, whatever it was.
Oh.
But we've got a nice queue of cars now, all the way down to 7th place.
No, Kruder is making an
10K
movement
like
on.
10K's putting a little move on Tool, who runs deep.
Really deep.
And Prize is looking to try and take advantage, but 10Cat is.
And 10K, look at 10K. He is going to go side by side with him into 2-1. And oh, look at that switchback. Oh, going side by side. What a move by 10K.
Yeah, and he's made it stick.
That's so, an impressive move by 10K.
And the two.
That was really calculated.
The two teammates are now back together. They were teammates in Division 2, Donkey Dan and 10K, so they know each other pretty well, but can't see that there'll be any team orders. But Donkey Dan, no, he's not quite close enough to Rancy at this stage. But those AlphaTauris are really trying to get on with it now, aren't they?
Oh, 10K really struggling on the curbs. Really impressive. Look at the Red Bulls, really close. Rancy is close behind. Rancy's really good to follow both of the Red Bulls there. He's really strong at Alpine.
Yeah, and you can see that he's just using a bit more ERS
And
than he was at
I
the first stage of
think
this.
it's going to be really close to rain now. Yeah, it's raining.
It's raining,
Now
is it?
it's going to start raining. Yeah, it's going to rain.
Yeah, so
I saw some rain incoming.
so if you look at Rika and Kazingle, then they've been struggling over the last couple
Oh,
of
Donkey
laps.
Dan really struggling. 2-Wave Mate is going to. Oh, Donkey Dan, what happened to him?
I don't know. He must have lost the back end. 'Cause there's a
Yeah,
few
he
cars
lost
come
his
through.
right front wing is lost by Donkey Dan, so he's really struggling, or isn't he?
And Tool is under tons of pressure here. He's got Prize, Jordan, Donkey, all trying to get back at him.
All
so
over him.
That Williams is really struggling now. You can just see that the performance isn't there for him. But DRS is
He's
now
just trying to extend it. DRS enabled?
enabled. Yeah, so it must have turned off and come back on for a short time. As
One of the Mercedes going side by side with the Ferrari into turn 1, but the Ferrari sticks it on the outside and he gets the traction right. So
Jordan's still putting pressure on him. So let's keep an eye on the Muffo Rouge and see if.
And look, it's starting to rain.
Yeah, and Prize gets a 3-second penalty now. So penalties will come into this at the end of the race. But those two at the back are desperate, and Jordan is putting an attack on Price.
Is on the inside, braking really late, and that will allow Jordan to make a switchback move, but Price really low on his DRS deployment. What is Price doing? Really struggling on the exit, but he still manages to keep up P6.
And just while you were talking through that, something happened with Tenkat and Rancy as Tenkat picks up a penalty, and he seems to let Rancy back through, so I'm wondering if there was a bit of a corner cut in there maybe. But Rancy is under a lot of pressure now from 10K.
Oh, and Bog has made a really good call.
Yeah, definitely. I think the only two people that will have the jump on them are those two lads that are out on the inters at the back. But they need it to start raining heavily now because they'll get detached if they're not careful. Prize is now putting more pressure on Tool, and they're nearly side by side, but you can see that Prize is using all of his ERS deployment, and I think he's run out of battery and he's dropping back, so Tool has managed to fend him off long enough just to make sure that he keeps that position. But you can see Rancy's diving in the pits.
One of the Alpine. Oh, that's really early.
I think he's going to come in for the inters then, so that releases Tenkat, who looks like he's on an absolute mission at the minute. And Hans is putting some pressure on Bog as well, so those medium tyres are starting to fall off, I think.
Yeah, the medium tyres are definitely starting to fall off. Not for 10K though, because he is on 5-lap old medium tyres, so he will have an advantage on the front too. But look at Steph, look at Jordan right behind, both on fresh tyres, and I think they will have to pit in the first couple of laps. What do you think, Hammers?
So I think Rika and Kazingle are going to come back into this. I know Kazingle's got penalties, but if you look when these front guys start to pit, I think they're going to start to come alive here and take over the lead of the race. It's just whether those inters, whether they've taken too much out of those tyres to get them to the end of the race. It's
starting raining heavily now. Look at it.
Yeah. And,
the drizzles are on the track at the moment, so the pit stops will be there in a few laps of time. So the strategy will be definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? I think your prediction in Rancy is looking good right now. He's 2 seconds behind the pair that put the inters on during the safety car, and he has looked. Well, he's looked incredible so far today. So I think he's in the hot seat to win this race now, because these front guys, surely this is the time to pit for them. Let's watch Bog and see if he comes in as No Jug makes a place on Maggot.
We're going to have a lead. Have a look.
And Bog is in.
Leader.
Bog is in.
Yeah, Bog is in.
His teammate Khan.
Everyone's in. Oh, a few drivers are still continuing.
Yeah. 10K stays out. Tool stays out.
The DRS is still enabled, so they think they can still maintain this strategy.
Yeah.
Oh, Staff. I'm looking at Staff. He is struggling on those tyres.
Yeah, the thing to watch here is whether Rika gets out in front of Bog here. That's the key battle to watch. and Bog is on his way out the pit now, and Rika is in front of him. Oh no, is he? No.
Oh, look at Staff, look at Staff. He is going to make a move on Jordan. He is right behind him.
Yeah, side by side.
Right behind him, oh, side by side into turn 5, and he gets a move done. Look at that, side by side with Jordan, and still side by side. And as we've said before, they are so close to each other.
Yeah,
they can race. They know when to give room. Both of the drivers. Really insane battle by those two.
Yeah,
great to see.
Staff's keeping on the pressure, but I think the key thing out of the pits there is that Bog actually got back out in front of Rika, so that's key for him now. He's on the inters, but I must be honest, like the rain's not really getting any worse, is it? To be honest.
Yeah, it isn't getting worse. So, it is just a little bit drizzling.
I think Tenkat is the other person to watch here because he's on the fresh medium. So whilst it's dry, he's going to be able to pump these lap times in, and look how much he's dropped Tool already.
Yeah, 2 is of course on 12 lap old hard tires, so I think he needs to make that call really quick because he's losing time and time, and I think I'm not sure if it's the right call to go for the inters. I'm not sure if it's gonna rain even more.
Just going to jump back on board with Stav because he was just putting in an attack on Jordan again as Hans decides to pit from the lead of the race now. But Stav is still putting pressure on Jordan. Stav's got 40% ERS. What has Jordan got? He has got 30, so they're pretty similar, but the rain looks like it's starting to pick up now.
Oh, look at Hans, look at Hans. He is even before his teammate.
And I wonder if Tenkat's just made a mistake there because Tool has managed to take half a second off him, but Stav is now having an attack on Jordan. He's got the inside line through here, but he gets a bit sideways, and Jordan manages to keep the place. And the fight, and DRS is now disabled, so I think it's time. We're going to start seeing some of these guys come in.
The rain is getting worse.
Yeah, and No Jug is out. No Jug has lost it up Eau Rouge.
And we have a safety car.
We do.
Or a virtual safety car.
It's a virtual, yeah, so...
I think it's a virtual safety car.
Yeah, and as long as that doesn't turn into a full safety car, that's been a touch of genius from Hans there.
That's going to help. That's going to help the front too.
Yeah, Hans
a virtual safety car.
Hans has managed to get out 3 seconds ahead of Bog, and Bog only pitted a lap earlier, so it was clear that staying on the slick tyres was the right choice at that moment. So,
but look at them. Yeah. Tankade is on a virtual safety car. A virtual safety car is most of the time 15 seconds.
Yeah. If you were him now, would you be pitting?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If I'm leading now, I'm gonna pit right ahead.
Yeah.
You have a 21.9 second lead to Hans, who is the former leader. So,
here it comes.
And I think you will have a spare time.
Oh,
yes, definitely. Pitting is now.
And they've gone green.
I'm not sure how much
they've
time.
They've just gone green. So,
so
that's just wiped out the advantage he thought he was going to get.
That's going to be hard.
So let's watch
Spat is still going. Look at Spatis. He's still going on the hard tyre. He's leading the Grand Prix.
Well, do you know what? I think the rain's not actually getting any worse, is it? Like, it seems to have slowed down. I think the back end of the track seems to be worse. But yeah, Tenkat did come in, and he is out in front of Hans.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, exactly what I have predicted. And look at 2. He is just right behind him. And 2 is definitely under pressure. That is going to be under pressure of Barry in a few laps.
Yeah. And Jordan's actually putting pressure on Bog up Eau Rouge there, and he just manages to keep the position. It would have been a ballsy move to try up Eau Rouge, but you can just see the straight line speed of the Red Bull there, just shredding the Mercedes, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really curious what the leader Spatis, what his pace will be on the slick tires against the Inters of Tankade.
Well, just
was this a good goal?
Just looking at it for the last few corners, they're not really gaining on him, to be honest. But that can change in a second if this rain gets any harder. But we'll keep an eye on it. It's just short of an 11-second gap. they've got.
Hey, he's
So-
only winning a few tenths in a corner, so it's gonna be very interesting. Look at Hans, he is at the back of 10K now.
And Spathis is struggling now, like just on board with him. He's not hitting the apexes like you'd expect him to. So I think
He's taking a risk.
Yeah, he's going to have to come in now. I think he's just lost 2 seconds in the third sector itself. So
How's the rain?
we've got Hans that's starting to put some pressure on 10K again, though. They're both. Oh no, that's the wet weather light, isn't it? That's not his ERS. So,
Look at 2 in the Williams with no penalties. Insane.
Yeah, I can't believe he's all the way up there. But Hans continues to put pressure on 10K now, and he gets his ERS on. But 10K is just an animal.
Spat is in the pits.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. But 10Cat looks to be an animal out of the corners. He just has so much grip all the time. You can just see he's pulling away. So Hans is going to have to try and make an attack down the straight by the look of it.
What are the penalty situations? 3 seconds for the front 2.
Yeah, 3 seconds for the front 2. Dimix has got a drive-through that he's going to have to complete in the next couple of laps. So what's turned into a brilliant night for him, it's all gone south quite quickly. But this Stav and Jordan battle's continuing, and they're side by side again. Stav's got the inside line this time, and I think he's got the job done. He's managed to get ahead of Jordan into the corner, so away Stav goes, and that was important for him and for his race. He's finally got hold of him, but that's been a good battle that we've been watching so far today.
Oh, look at 2. He is gaining and gaining on the front 2. Wow, what a be surprise for the Williams.
Yeah, and
this is going to help him. The battling is going to help him.
Yeah, and we've got Hans and 10K who looked like they were side by side for a second there.
And they're both got a 3-second time penalty, so this could help too.
Yeah, I think the longer that
will be amazing.
The longer that 10K can keep Hans
10K
behind,
struggling.
Yeah,
Hans is going
Hans
through.
Has got the drive.
Oh!
Side by side.
Side by side. Going through Blanchimont.
I must say that I think 10Cat must be running a bit more of a, well, something closer to a dry setup than Hans really there, because his straight line speed was incredible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you must admit the AlphaTauri is also having a Honda engine, so
yeah.
Same engine as Red Bull.
Yeah, true.
Hans really out braking himself.
So he's just got to neaten up on these corners. I think you can see where.
And this will help too. And 2 is on provisional win at the moment.
Yeah, 5 laps to go as well. It's not that much further, but look at the rain now. Like you can see, it's starting to settle into the track. So it'll be interesting to see if it switches over into full wets. But I can imagine that no one's going to try and take that gamble. It's a bit too late in the race, really. But Stav looks like he's trying to make his way through the field here. He's only 7 tenths back from Bog now, who seems to be struggling in the rain. And I wonder if Bog went for a bit more of a dry setup, which is why he's now struggling. And, well, obviously he put the pole time in Q3, didn't he? So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Oh. 2 losing a lot of time now. So he's struggling.
Yeah, looks like Hans has sort of backed off a little bit and just...
yeah, 2 is losing a small amount of momentum.
Oh, Stav picks up a 3-second penalty. That's massive for him. So you would say it's out of these front 2 and whether Tool can keep in touch with them, but that 3-second
yeah, 2 is now on 3 seconds. So this is going to be hard to close in.
Hans is getting a good launch now. He's right on the back of 10K, but you can just see...
yeah, but this is going to help too. This is going to help too.
Yeah, but Hans can't.
Those 2 battling.
Yeah, they can't get next to him at the minute, so they're sort of stripped.
If Hans is going to make a move, this is going to help him.
Yeah, he's got to get better with his traction out of the corners. You can just let 10K just driving away from him.
Yeah, Hans is not focusing on the exits. He's just. Yeah, look, 4 tenths of a second is 2 gaining on the last corner. That's too much.
And look at
Hans
he's pulled it back in again. So
yeah, 2.4 now. So he is not within the top spot, but he is in P2 now.
Yeah, the longer that battle goes on, like you say, it's the more likely it is that Tool's going to go through and win this. So Hans either needs to clear him or back off for a bit and try and fight him again in a minute. As Rika picks up a penalty now. So you would say it's these front three that are going to fight for the win here, unless Bog can find
definitely.
a bit of pace.
I think the front three is gonna fight for the win. It depends on if there's gonna be a battle between the first two. If Tankate's gonna manage this on a 8-7 gap, then he's gonna win in. But if he is going to get into trouble, then 2 is gonna be able to catch up on both of them.
Yeah, I think Hans has actually backed off a little bit now. I think he's just recharging a bit of ERS to have a go at him in a few laps' time, which is not what Tool will want to hear.
Oh my God! Look at that pace of Hans. He's just a few corners, and he's already on the back of him.
Yeah, and I actually think he's running a lot more downforce than Tenkart. I think because it just doesn't seem to be able to get close to him in a straight line when Tenkart puts his ERS on. Seems to be pulling away from him. So.
Again, outbraking himself.
Oh,
Tenkate has a little moment.
Here we go then.
Here we go.
So
he's really close now.
Is he going to chuck it down the inside? Tenkat's trying to cover it off.
No, he's waiting. He's waiting.
Concentrate on the exit. And he has done well there, to be fair. And
Tenkate really struggling on the exit. But still gaining.
This is the closest. Rancie's out. Rancie's out.
And again, look at 2. Oh, Rancie's out.
Yeah,
no.
Out. So your prediction is not going to come in today, but
not gonna. No.
Don't think either of us are going to be right here. But Hans, again, he's just not close enough, is he?
Look at 2.4.
Yeah. And it's
3
just
laps to
playing
go.
into his hands. It's playing into his hands, isn't it? And I don't think there's much more that Tenkat can do.
Oh
really.
My God! Look at him.
Go.
Gaining and gaining and gaining. Oh, on the outside.
Just enough room.
Just enough room.
And Tool is going to be loving this.
2 is going to be loving this, exactly.
And,
the battling of those 2.
The one thing I will say is that Hans is absolutely destroying his ERS here, so he's going to have to get round him. Probably this lap.
He has to get past.
If he doesn't get past, then he's...
But I think if he gets past, he's gone.
Yeah. So this is going to be...
But he is gaining so much time.
Yeah, look, Tenkart is just seems to be struggling the last couple of laps. And
Oh my God, look
here.
at this.
And he's turned his ERS on at the right time here, so surely now...
Oh, Tenkate really defending, he's pulling away, putting his ERS on. No, look at Tenkate, 60%.
Hans just needs to try and neaten up again. He's just pulled onto the grass again, so... Let's see how he can...
Hans really struggling to get past.
That was a better corner, much better. So, is he going to be able to launch an attack? No, he's just charging his ERS again, I think. And this is right on the edge for Tool.
3 laps to go.
It's right on the edge for Tool. He's been in this sort of position the whole time. He just needs to try and cut another few tenths out of it. Just don't know where he's going to do it. But the fact that Hans is now running out of ERS is probably not going to help Tool.
Oh, another penalty.
And that's Hans' race over, I think. But Tool is going to want him to keep battling. But it's been a great race to watch, hasn't it? It's been a strategy battle. And
yeah.
Little bit unfortunate, I think, for Rika that the rain didn't come a little bit earlier, because I think he would have been right up there if it had come at the right time. But can understand the gamble from him, to be honest. But if Tenkate does come through to win this, then he absolutely deserves it. I think he's been solid so far today. But Tool is going to want to take that away from him. And to be fair,
yeah, Tool is really quick. He's a really good competitor.
Yeah, and to be honest,
2.9, it's not really close.
To have the Williams where it is, that's an incredible drive. As Hans is back, putting pressure on Tenkate. It seems to be Sector 3 that Tenkate is really struggling.
Tenkate's really struggling, so I think Hans is
He's not using his ERS.
Oh,
so...
look at 10K. Look, he is driving an absolute rocket ship on the straight line.
Yeah, it's incredible in a straight line. Like you'd think the Red Bull would have the would have the advantage on him, but I wonder if that's a little bit to do with setup or.
This is gonna help too, again.
Yeah, and it's right on the edge.
And 2 laps to go.
And it's honestly down to 0.02 of a second.
2 is really aiming for the win, without penalties.
Yeah. And,
look at him.
He's just got to keep it together, and his hands gets a bit out of shape, and again that's not what Tool's going to want to see. But he's managed to hold on to it, and he's got one more lap to make an attack, and Tool's going to hope that he's going to continue to put the pressure on him here because Tool is
such an amazing driver.
And we'll in fact let's jump on board with him for the rest of this lap before we watch Hans and 10Cat for the final lap.
Tool is just insane. In this slow Williams, dragging it through the track, it's impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'd be able to do this in an equal car, let alone in the Williams that he's driving. And you can see he's managing his ERS deployment as well, so you would assume he's going to empty that on the last lap. I'm sure he knows his situation's in.
This man is a real threat for everyone. I'm not gonna lie. He raced for us in SRL, in the esports scene. He drove his first race and he won in Mexico.
Which is not the track in itself, is it?
Yeah, this guy is just insane.
And he's still right on the edge of
he still got
P2
in the championship. But believe me, if he has his form, he's unstoppable.
You can just see how neat and tidy he's been through this lap.
I don't think I can manage his pace throughout the whole race. I don't think I can. No.
You can just see how neat and tidy he's been when we've been on board with him here. But we're just going to jump back with Hans, who's he's saved up his
Hans is really close.
Yeah, and look at Tool. He is literally on the cut-off line, so he's going to have to absolutely drain his battery, which these two in front of him are going to do as well.
It's going to be really, really interesting.
I don't think we're going to know until Tool gets over the line as to whether he's done it or not, to be honest. But Hans gets out of shape. And Tool's about 4/10 back now, but we know that he improves through sector 2, so it's still on for him. But 10Cat is the one.
Oh, it's going to be so close for the win.
10Cat has just got to hold it together, and well, both of them have. I've absolutely no idea, but who's your money on?
This is gonna be so hard, man. I think 10K is gonna grab it by a few thousandths of a second.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll just about do it. I think that straight line speed is he's just got enough in the tank.
In the last sector, he will gain 2-3 tenths at least, and if he nails the last sector, then he's gone.
What Tool needs is a Hans attack, but that's not going to happen when he goes wide like that. So it's 0.3 of a second in it here for the win. So let's jump on board.
ERS have been deployed.
Let's jump on board with 10K. I think he's going to win it, but we'll know as Tool comes over the line. And it's been a bit messy there at the end from 10K, but I think he's got away with it. He's coming over the line now. So 10K currently is the winner. And 10K
gets the win.
And he does win it, and Tool takes second place.
Takes second place. Only 3/10. Oh, that's really close.
And Bog.
Bog in third place. Hans in fourth.
And that is Bog's second podium in 2 Racer Champions. So a quality drive from him, especially after the 5-place grid penalty off the start. So well done to those 3. 10Cat, I think, absolutely deserves driver of the day, to be fair to him.
Driver of the day.
Started the race strong and got the middle part of the race absolutely spot on. Changed the inter tyres right at the right time. So, yeah, absolutely spot on with the strategy. But What a race! What a way to finish the season.
Definitely aiming for more next season. Two-way made driver of the day, yeah, of course. Inner Williams, he deserves it as well. So
Yeah, that's an incredible drive from all three of those people on the podium there. I think, like you say, Tool to be in second place in that
Inner
Williams,
Williams.
incredible drive. So yeah, well done to all the drivers. Just to cover off the top 10, so Tenkart takes the win, Tool is in second, Barry takes third, Hans takes fourth, Spathis in fifth, Jordan sixth, Nicky Lauder in seventh, and Stav in eighth after some good overtaking, and Lynx takes ninth. And congratulations to Prize, who makes it into the top 10 as well. But well done to all the drivers that have made it into the Race of Champions this year. The reason you're here is because you have done an incredible job this season. So congratulations to all of you. And yeah, looking forward to another great season, season 6 here at DTR. So, and are you going to be back racing, Yari, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be racing, but I'm gonna be racing on PC for the moment
Nice.
because I'm moving. So
Good to have you back. And of course, for anyone that's watching out there that maybe isn't racing, come and join us. Give league racing a go. And yeah, fill up our divisions. So come and join us soon.
thank you all for watching, and I will see you next season. And so is my man Hammers UK.
Cheers, buddy. And it's good to have you back. And we'll just say end it with a congratulations to Tenkart again. Absolutely dominant race. So well done to you.